everyone, and welcome to another lesson with A Course in Miracles. My name's Janet Melody, and today we're on lesson 101 in the workbook. So yes, we're carrying on with the theme of happiness today. So I'm going to read it out, and as always the links are under this video if you want to read it in your own time or read along with me if you've got the book yourself. So let's get going. God's will for me is perfect happiness. God's will for me is perfect happiness. That is our theme for today. Today we will continue with the theme of happiness. This is a key idea in understanding what salvation means. You still believe it asks for suffering as penance for your sins. This is not so. Yet you must think it so while you believe that sin is real and that God's daughter can sin. If sin is real, then punishment is just and cannot be escaped. Salvation thus cannot be purchased but through suffering. If sin is real, then happiness must be illusion, for they cannot both be true. The sinful warrant only death and pain, and it is this they ask for. For they know it waits for them, and it will seek them out and find them somewhere, sometime, in some form that evens the account they owe to God. They would escape him in their fear, and yet he will pursue, and they cannot escape. If sin is real, salvation must be pain. Pain is the cost of sin, and suffering can never be escaped if sin is real. Salvation must be feared, for it will kill, but slowly taking everything away before it grants the welcome boon of death to victims who are little more than bones before salvation is appeased. Its wrath is boundless, merciless, but wholly just. Who would seek out such savage punishment? Who would not flee salvation and attempt in every way he can to drown the voice which offers it to him? Why would he try to listen and accept its offering? If sin is real, its offering is death, and meted out in cruel form to match the vicious wishes in which sin is born. If sin is real, salvation has become your bitter enemy, the curse of God upon you, who have crucified his daughter. You need the practice periods today. The exercises teach sin is not real, and that you believe must, and all that you believe must come from sin will never happen, for it has no cause. Accept atonement, or you could say at-one-ment, with an open mind which cherishes no lingering belief that you have made a devil of God's daughter. There is no sin. We practice with this thought as often as we can today because it is the basis for today's idea. God's will for you is perfect happiness because there is no sin and suffering is causeless. Joy is just, and pain is but the sign you have misunderstood yourself. Fear not the will of God, but turn to it in confidence that it will set you free from all the consequences sin has wrought in feverish imagination. Say, God's will for me is perfect happiness. There is no sin. It has no consequence. So should you start your practice periods and then attempt again to find the joy these thoughts will introduce into your mind. Give these 5 minutes gladly to remove the heavy load you lay upon yourself with the insane belief that sin is real. Today's escape from madness. You are set on freedom's road, and now today's idea brings wings to speed you on and hope to go still faster to the waiting goal of peace. There is no sin. Remember this today and tell yourself as often as you can, God's will for me is perfect happiness. This is the truth because there is no sin. So that has been drilled into this lesson today. There is no sin. And yet we have this belief there is, because we believe in pain, we believe in suffering, we believe in all the things that go against what we really are. And we think by doing all of these things that we have to be sort of like God has to forgive us before we can have the happiness and all of that. We have to forgive ourselves and we have to forgive others, because it's just a wrongdoing in the mind. We've forgotten who we are. We've forgot we're just love and joy and happiness, and that all this sinfulness is just mental madness that has taken a wrong turn, believing that God would condemn you for not following your true path, and that's what you are. You are love and joy and happiness within, always, forever, from the moment you were born until eternity. Not this ending point which the ego thinks, you're only here for a short flash and then you're gone. You are an everlasting light of happiness and joy, and that is what you have to spread without, outside of you, because it's coming from in you. So spread it in the world you see, in this illusory world, until it becomes, it just transforms. It transforms because you are light, you are joy, you are happiness, you are peace. And that's where we're traveling each day with these lessons. So travel along, use these wonderful lessons today. God's will for me is perfect happiness. Keep that in your mind and remind yourself there is no sin, it has no consequence, and also this is the truth, because there is no sin. That God's will for me is perfect happiness. It is the truth. It is the truth. Remind yourself it is the truth. There is no sin. There is no sin. There is no sin. This is the truth. There is no sin. I am meant to be happy. That's it. Be happy. Be joyous. Keep that wonderful feeling inside going. And I've been using the wonderful Ho'oponopono, if you've ever heard of it. The 4 phrases that says, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. Using that to wash away. And if you haven't heard of it, check it out on YouTube. There's a beautiful musical song which explains how it all works. It's like you're letting go of all of this madness, letting it go and just joining with the oneness, and saying that cleanses all of these mental mad thoughts that we keep having all the time, and maybe we have on others. Use those phrases, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. Use that and allow that to transform your day into something really beautiful and happy. And when you feel happy, then you're in your truth, you're living your truth, you're being your truth. So, yeah, God's will for me is perfect happiness. Remember that one today. Okay, thanks for being here. That's it for today. See you soon. Bye.